What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Evening Brief. I continue to do these two a day for now with this action in Bitcoin. Not sure how long I can keep it up. I'm actually really tired, so I'm gonna try and make this short. May or may not do QA, and then it's time to catch up on some sleep. Last couple of nights. Um, were not really working. I'm gonna start off with a question. Um, I mean, someone already asked before I even started, and it said, why do we need something like CoinJoin? Why do we need anonymity in Bitcoin if you can just go and convert it into Monero and then back to Bitcoin? So I replied, I say for the same reason that you don't convert, traceable US dollars into euros and then back to US dollars. You try to convert US dollars directly into new US dollars. And again, now it's a back and forth saying, well, what about like the exchange? Like that's what you do, right? Like if Bitcoin isn't fungible enough, moving it into Monero creates a bigger problem for you, right? Like there is no such thing as anonymous exchanges, right? So if you have anonymous exchanges, you may as well have anonymous Bitcoin, right? So if you have Bitcoin that you need to have untraceable, putting it into an exchange that someone else is in control is probably the stupidest thing you can do with your Bitcoin, because they can catch you going in and out of the exchange. There's also major exchange risk. The exchange can steal your coins. The exchange can be hacked. Like it just makes absolutely no sense. So the smartest thing to do, of course, is to use something like CoinJoin or Mimblewimble or numerous other fungibility tools that are going to come out on top of Bitcoin. Moving it into a Monero, which may or may not be technologically stable in the future, you just don't know. I mean, that they'll never have more technically competent developers than Bitcoin. It just doesn't work that way. So I just don't see it, and that makes no sense to me. So now that I've elaborated on that, um, let's go to screen share. Educational disclaimer: this is an educational channel that helps you, you know, how to trade. So please go to my website, Liberty Life Trail. Check out the educational tools section. Go to learn trading. Lots of tools here. Sections 1 to 5 are way more traditional. Section 6 is probably new to most people, unless you've been watching my channel for a long time. And if you have additional questions, please check out the consulting section of my website that explains some of the stuff. And of course, since I don't really do much consulting anymore, during the day, I do. I'd rather have people come to one of my seminars where a lot of your questions will be answered. I need to update this. There's probably like 2 or 3 seats left in New York. People have been hitting me up, and those seats are going fast. I can probably fit a little more than 30 people in that room, but again, at some point, the number of people in the class makes it way more difficult to teach the class. It is good for both beginners and more advanced traders, but it does focus on directional trading. Starts off with candlesticks, and then it goes on to slightly more advanced stuff. Obviously, gaps do not exist in crypto, but I do talk about them a little bit. This is, encompasses both traditional and crypto trading. All right, that's it for me. Let's move on to the price. Oh yeah, on my Twitter feed, looks like Van Zen finally watched the my presentation at the University of Maryland, tweeted it out. So please check that out. If you haven't seen my presentation from the University of Maryland, definitely want to check that out. Hey, thanks. World Crypto Network just retweeted me. All right, let's take a look at the chart. Here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart started to get bearish on us this morning, and now we are slowly making a green candle. Again, today is only Wednesday. We still have more than half a week to go. So we really need to see where this candle closes. We need to go all the way up and make a slightly higher high and close there in order to flip color. And then, of course, we would have confirmation with a new high next week, giving us a green two above a green one. So for now, the weekly chart remains in neutral, cautious territory because getting a 9 on the weekly is not going to be easy. And getting a price flip is also not going to be so easy this week. So, so all our hope is with the daily chart. Now, the daily chart has just flipped a couple of hours ago, and I was hoping we would get to a red 9, but in order for that to happen, uh, this rebound uh, in the last few hours actually should not have occurred in order for us to get a 9. So it's going to be a little tricky for us to get a 9 here. To get a 9, we have to come all the way back down to the triple support point. Now, the triple support point held by pennies, really. I mean, look at that green dotted line. That green dotted line would disappear if a candle closed below it. So we had the 2 days ago, or well, sorry, that's the 4 hour chart. My bad. Where's the daily chart? Oh, I closed my daily chart. My bad. It's a 4 hour chart. Sorry. Yeah, it's late. I knew that looked weird. Didn't look right. Daily has a triple resistance, not triple support. The 4 hour has triple support. Where's my Bitcoin daily? And why did it close? I think it was this one. That's much better. This is the daily chart. So the Bitcoin daily chart, as I explained this morning, had a triple resistance point. I explained it for the last 2 days, actually. And again, this triple resistance point held by pennies. You did get this monster reversal candle, and it closed just below the setup trend line. Um, and now the 50-day moving average is coming down. So this was the perfect triple resistance. And today, all day, we were selling off. Now it looks like we're bouncing back up. So basically, the daily chart is in a no trade zone at the moment. And if you do have a trade in this daily, using daily candles, that trade, if you happen to have a trade, that trade should be a short trade because all bullish momentum got wiped out with this reversal dragons sorry the uh, gravestone doji candle on the daily chart on 220, which was yesterday's candle. The following day was a big sell-off. The moment we started trading below the candle, traditional trading says, "Hey, you can go short. You hit a monster resistance point. It gave you a reversal candlestick, and you started to go down hard with some volume. So you can definitely short it. Now, your stop loss on the short is near hit. So let's see. So at the moment, if you um, if you did not short Bitcoin yesterday morning, and I would not be shorting it here because the 4 hour chart, as you saw prematurely, has bounced it off of triple support lines, right? We did close below the Fibonacci, but like we instantly went back above it the following candle. So I would not be looking to short right here unless some perfect conditions, unless it comes back up and it can't close higher than the prior high. So this would be, a short scalp, and the all bullish trades will now have to wait until we break above this triple resistance cluster. Okay, so I would hold off on all bullish trades at the moment, and I would just wait. And as far as shorting goes, if you're already short, you can probably stay with it a little bit longer or look to take your profit from that. If you are still long and looking to get out of your long trade, you would have been long from all the way back here from like 215. I would also be maybe taking a second stab at getting out with some profits. Maybe if it goes up a little bit higher, and the 1 hour chart is going to help you there. So the 4 hour chart, unfortunately, did not give us a 9. So it was a little hard to time the entry. Like, I really wish the Bitcoin fell a little bit slower. And for example, if all of this happened one candle earlier, if this 8 candle was actually a 9 candle, this would have been a much cleaner buy point. Just only 4 hours earlier, right? Like if everything was like 4 hours ahead, this would have been a very obvious trading a buying opportunity or closing your short trade. If this 8 candle was a 9, of course, it's not. So timing this short play off of this red arrow or red line, and being able to exit it perfectly right here with your profit was a little bit tricky. But again, you have the candle 2 candles ago on the 4 hour right at triple support, the Fibonacci, the setup trend line, which would have disappeared had we closed a little bit lower, and the 50 period moving average, which is now trending up. So your 4 hour might turn bullish if you have, a couple of more clean candles, but it looks like the current candle is coming down. So once again, the 4 hour is probably swinging you out of your short trade, because look, this would have been my stop loss line right here, and I probably would have lowered the stop loss line the moment this 7 candle from 2 candles ago pulled back up and closed above triple support. I probably would have lowered it to either the top of the prior candle or even the top of that current candle. So sometime in the middle of this 8 candle, if there was a short trade on the table, that short trade needs to be exited. Now, when do you re-enter the short trade? Well, I would at this point wait for yet another price flip to the red, and then wait for a red 2 trading below the red 1. I would also wait for the 4 hour to give me a close below the triple support of 50-day setup trend and Fibonacci, and then I would go short from there, and potentially into the 200 period moving average. Now, this is also typical from traditional trading standpoint, because you were so extended above the golden cross. When the 50 crossed the 200 to the upside, the price was at the highs. It reversed, it went back to the 50, and now it's starting to go back up, which is also part of traditional trading. So right now on my 4 hour chart, there should be no trading position on. I mean, if you are, forgot to mention my new hat. Thank you. This came from one of my uh, one of the people from my seminar got me this hat. Nice hodl hat. The color also matches my website color, which I really really like. So that's cool. Let's go back to the charts. So if you're if you're hodling, you're hodling, right? But if you are an active trader right now, the 4 hour chart has you neutral. The daily chart has you neutral. You are neutral across the board. You are waiting for the market to give you a direction. Let's see which way it goes. Here's the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart was the only one that could have assisted you in getting out of that short trade with a decent amount of profit. Um, so, because it came to this support point of the channel, and the channel was pretty good. I mean, the channel extends fairly far back. I mean, look how well the channel has hit ups and downs. So the channel's been good to us, and we came up a smidge short on the channel. Now, right before earlier, I mean, we did have this 9 for a potential reversal, which didn't hold, gave you this bearish candle, and like if you did take a stab at the long here, the moment this red one candle comes about, you're definitely out of that long trade and potentially jumping into a short. And then this short probably did not work out at all. But you should have known you were coming up on support on the 1 hour between the trend line support and the 200 period moving average support. Now, notice this yellow line. I drew this resistance line this morning, and I said, if we bounce on the 1 hour chart, look for your new resistance to be right there at the yellow line. And look what happened 20 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago, we hit the line and immediately reversed. Okay. So let's see what happens. If we can get back above this yellow line, which is at 10,775. If we can close above this yellow line, we can then have a little more momentum to the upside. But notice the 50 period moving average is only at 11,050. And then the setup trend line is at 11,070. So there's really not that much room to the upside before you get more resistance from the 4 hour chart. Okay. As far as using the 1 hour chart to potentially short Bitcoin. Again, if you're not long Bitcoin already off of this rebound, it's too late to get into the long trade now. First of all, you are reversing from the resistance line on the 1 hour. You're also on a 6 of 9. A 6 and 5 is not when you enter the bullish trades. You enter your bullish trades on like 2s and 3s and maybe 4s. And then at this point, you wait for the 9 and let the 9 guide you. So at this point, I would say there is absolutely no conviction, bullish or bearish. If you're a trader, go to bed like I'm about to do, unless you're in Australia, and wait a few hours and at least probably 4 to 6 hours and see which way the market is moving. I do love the fact that the yield has a 9 on it, and the stock market was actually really interesting today. Um, Probably another reason why I'm tired because I was watching it. So there is a 9 on the yield. We finally got a 9 on the yield, which sets us up for a down move in the yield. And if the yield goes down, that means bonds are going to go up, and that probably means the stock market is going to go down. Now, it was really bothering me in this morning's video that the yields were topping, so bonds and bonds were um, going. I mean, the yields are topping. Okay, yields go up, price of the bond goes down. So yields were still going up, and the S&P 500 was going up. And if you go back to this morning's video, I was very puzzled as to why the S&P 500 was going up, and it was creating a kind of a crappy picture. And then the last few hours of the stock market, look what happened. It was just a complete, nope, not that. Well, actually, yeah, probably that. Stock market's been closed for a while. I forgot what time it was. So here is the um, here's the 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Okay, it goes up at 2 p.m. I mean, again, I haven't been paying that much attention to the market. This looks like a Fed announcement when it like just goes up and then goes down. And then boom, we drop like a stone after 2 p.m. And I wasn't really watching. I was just like watching the price action, and you can see how we hit a 9 right at market close, telling you, hey, take your profit if you did that. And this turned out, this picture of the stock market is exactly what I expected. This is what I expected off of this reversal. I would have been very surprised if the market continued to go up. At this point, I am expecting the market to go down. I'm expecting the bond prices to come up, yields to go down for a short time, right? I'm actually expecting this low to hold, and I'm expecting a higher low coming in, and then we're off to the races, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for. All right, I'm done. I got this done in like 20 minutes. Corey, there needs to be good questions. Otherwise, I'm going to sleep. Take it easy on me today, man. I'm tired. It's already been a long week. It's only Wednesday. Somebody want to actually no, I didn't. Somebody asked me for a Monero chart. I guess I'll do a Monero chart. There better be something interesting in the Monero chart. Like if there's nothing there, then come on, guys. You should know some trading. You're stuck under resistance, right? This is the weekly chart of Monero. If you can break above this resistance, it can go. Monero got you into some serious traps. Um, Almost got you to a 9. It's probably a 9 for a minute there. Yeah, at the top of this candle, Monero was a 9, but it stagnated. So you gotta wait. You gotta wait for the breakout of point 0.03 breakout, 0.03233 breakout, something like that, on the weekly chart. The daily chart is just useless. There's nothing going on in Monero. It's just flat. I mean, there's not. You got resistance, right? It's like a cup and handle and handle and handle and handle. It's got to break. It's got to break this line, right? It's just a giant cup and handle right now. There's nothing interesting going on. I don't know where you want to put this line. Somewhere in here, right? It's got to break the line. If it doesn't, uh, break the line. There's nothing interesting here, guys. It's got to break that line. It's got to break the 0.032 line. Closing it. All right, questions. What will happen if a shitcoin like XRP bought by a private entity that will happen to what will happen to token owners? I don't know. Look, um, the people running XRP, unless they're totally delusional, and if you okay, here's the problem, right? If you think that people are coding XRP or are in charge of XRP, if you think these people are smart, then these people have to understand that their token is a scam and is totally useless for their functionality. Now, the if they actually believe that the XRP token is necessary, then these people are delusional, and then I question their IQ level. If you feel that the people at the top of XRP are bright people, then these people fully understand that Jab McCaleb scammed them into creating an XRP token. They should have been more like R3. They should have been more like Hyperledger. There should have been more like Rootstock or whatever, right? A functionality without the scam token, because the scam token is totally not necessary. So you decide, are the people in charge of XRP delusional, or are the people in charge of XRP smart and they understand the token is garbage? Now, if they understand that the token is garbage, they can't just come out and eliminate the token, because that's billions of dollars it will be like BitConnect, right? This is why all of these other projects are Ponzi schemes like BitConnect, right? Like people make fun of me when I said like XRP is BitConnect. It is BitConnect, right? Because if the people on top of XRP understand that their token is useless, how do they eliminate the token and not send the token value to zero the way BitConnect send it to zero, right? Like, what do? Do you inform the public, hey, by the way, our token is actually useless, so you might as well sell it, right? And then they could get sued by the XRP holders, right? Like what do? Right? There's nothing good to do there. The moment a bright person working at XRP realizes this, he's going to quit. Okay. This is the problem with XRP. It becomes you can call it whatever you like. I mean, you can call it a Ponzi. You can call it. I just call it a useless scam token, right? It doesn't mean that XRP's functionality is useless. XRP's functionality is debatable. I mean, I still think it's sort of useless, but at least that part's debatable. What's not debatable is the fact that the token is completely unnecessary and totally not needed. And banks are going to find that out sooner or later. Now, you, as the bag holder, holding the XRP token are going to be the last person to find this out. And you'll find out the day the value of XRP goes the way of BitConnect value. It's the same thing. It's a totally unnecessary token. Whatever it was BitConnect was doing, the token was not necessary for that function. Whatever it is Ripple is doing, the token that is speculatively traded on by 12-year-olds is unnecessary to Ripple's business model, but it's only there because without that token, they wouldn't have any money to do whatever it is they're convincing banks they're going to do. So it's a chicken and egg situation, but the XRP token is like, it's undeniable that it's totally useless. All right, next. Let me go to my camera. I know my place is becoming like a total mess already. I only be home 3 days. Tone, I'm trying to pick the best time to get back into Bitcoin as a holder. Any advice if now is a good time or should I wait? My standard answer is the best if you're a holder, the best time to buy Bitcoin was yesterday. Okay, though today would have been a little bit better than yesterday. No, if you're a holder, just scale in. I mean, trying to time the market will only like you will lose so much productivity of your life trying to time the market of Bitcoin, and you may not even be able to do it when instead you could be making more money and buying more Bitcoin. Next. Tone, can you show how you would have traded the BTC bottom on February 6th for a position trade? Let me take a look. I don't know. I probably would have traded it badly. February 6th. February 6th was the low. All right, sure. Let's take a look. I would not have caught the low. I can promise you that, guys. I was never that good. So if this candle was a 9 candle, and like we're getting into this 8 zone a lot, right? Maybe I should pay more attention to the 8s. Man, maybe I should test out my code with and stopping the code on candle number 8 instead of candle number 9. Like maybe that would be better. So here is the February 6th, right? So if this happened the candle after, if the rebound happened on February 7th, I would have probably caught literally the very low. I would have been able to do that, right? But because it happened one day earlier, I probably would have missed most of the bounce, right? So I would have seen the strong volume. I mean, just go, actually, you know what? Go back to the videos. I'm sure I did a video that day, right? I do videos every day. Just go back and find the videos from February 7th, February 6th, February 7th, February 8th. Like me trying to explain what I would have done seems kind of silly, right? Just go and see what I said. I'm pretty sure I would not have caught the bottom. I would have probably got in somewhere in the middle or somewhere towards the top of the candle. The 9 candle was coming the next day, and I would have been way more comfortable buying it in above 7,600. So it's very likely I would have bought it above 7,600 at the top of the candle. So we'll also take a look at the 4-hour chart really quickly. The 4-hour chart did not rebound on a 9 either, which again means I would have had trouble timing buying the bottom. And the 9 came earlier, but we immediately dropped down. I did have a double 13 here, the aggressive and the combo, but then there was still another 13 coming, the traditional 13, which would have been a 13 at the beginning of this candle, but the traditional 13s haven't really done much. So based on the one on a 4-hour candle, you can see this green line right here at a price of 7,400. So that's probably what I would have gotten back in. So by my trading, I'm sure there is 1,000 traders online that will tell you that they caught the ultimate low. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Now, my hindsight would have told me to buy Bitcoin off the $6,000 bounce in the vicinity of 74 to 7,600. Um, and that's where I would have gotten back in. So there you go. Next, with all things considered, do you think that was a good enough reversal bottom at 10,200? It seemed to spend too much time down there, and the 1 hour had a 1 to 4 correction and lower. No, I do not assume yet that the $10,200 reversal that we are currently in the middle of is going to hold. I don't believe, like, if the daily gave us something better. Like, the daily is in a very bearish posture. Now, as far as trading is concerned, the daily is no longer on a short entry. You would need, a red two below a red one. But the daily is in a very is starting to turn bearish and turning the corner, right? So therefore, I cannot use the lower time frame to to assume that the rebound is gonna be sustained. So like I said earlier in the video, you're in a complete no trade zone right now. There's no triangles that I see. There's no symmetric triangles, which usually put me in a no trade zone. But I'm in a complete no trade zone right now, probably till morning, and then we'll see what happens in the morning. But no, this is a decent rebound for a bullish scalp, but this is not good enough for me to ignore the bearish looking turn that is happening on the daily chart. Next. No, S&P 500 is not a shitcoin. S&P 500 is actually the best investment you could have made in the last 100 years. Um, Tone, why haven't we hit $600 ounce of silver like Cliff said? Because that's just bat shit crazy for silver to be $600. Next. Does attending your trading course include your trade indicator? Yes. Attending the course does give you access to this code to put these magic random number generators and on top of your candles. Correct. And this is explained, I believe, in my website. If it doesn't, I should add it. Let me see here. um, my thoughts on Morgan raccoons. Just watch the video, guys, and read my body language and my impressions. Let's see how he does in court. I'll Let's see how he does in court. I don't want to. Uh, so some people are asking me to take the video down because that video can't possibly help his case. Perhaps I should, but I don't know. Just watch the video again, and you'll know. Tone, can you see a cup and handle on the daily when zooming out? I don't know. Let's see. I think I would have seen it. Um, Not yet, right? Like, you can't assume a handle, right? Like, first of all, like, if this big thing is a cup, right? If this is a cup, first we have to go down a little bit more, and then we have to come back to the. It would be a. It could still be a triple resistance at that point, right? We would have to go down some more, and then we would have to show up back at 11,300 at the end of the month, right? And we have plenty of time. You still have, like, 5 days to figure out if it's a cup and handle. So you're way too early on assuming the cup and handle's coming. Do I believe Vitalik is a cloned human? No. Next. Do you think the recent Segwit adoption will clear up this mempool spamming? It already did. No Bcash spam and pump dumps. It already did clean up the spam, right? Like, I'm getting ready to like consolidate all my coins again. I mean, this is beautiful. It did clean it up, and I'm expecting it'll be so much harder to spam Bitcoin now. How much resistance does the bearish shooting star on the daily provide? The Okay, so that's actually a good question because it's a misunderstanding of concepts. Let me read the question again specifically. How much resistance does the bearish shooting star on the daily provide? The answer is zero. Candles do not provide any resistance. A single candle provides zero resistance. What the shooting star candle did right here on the 20th of February was it set us up for bearish momentum. It wasn't the shooting star that provided resistance. It was the Fibonacci, the 50-day moving average, and my setup trend line. That's what provided the resistance, not the shooting star. The shooting star just helps you, it just gave you confidence to enter the proper trade, which was the short trade the moment you started trading below that candle. But no candle provides any actual support or resistance, right? Because if we go back to near the wick of this candle at the top, at the price of 11,700, it will be absolutely no resistance at all. It will be the double top that's meant to be broken. So the answer is zero. All right, Corey, let's finish this up, man. We got 3 more questions. Tone, for colorblind, red and green, can the number color be changed? Yes. Though I'm not, though if you're colorblind, I don't know how that would help you, right? Like here, setup 3, like what candle are we on? So even if you don't have access to the code, right? Like right now we're on a 1 candle, right? So if I double click, you can change it to, I don't know, like a dark blue and I don't know, a yellow, right? So God, I need to remember what these colors are. Shoot. Anyway, I'm gonna be changing my code soon anyway, so it doesn't matter. Man, there used to be a reset button, right? So I can make those, yellow and blue. You have control of the coloring on this indicator. So, oh no, I don't remember what it was before. No, that's not the green. Oh God, how do I get my color back? Oh well. See what I do for you guys? I'm gonna be like, oh God, I have to like reinstall my code now. Like I can't match this color now. Damn it! Now I'm. Oh, this is gonna suck. Anyway, I have to reinstall the code tomorrow. Anyway, I have the final version, and I'll go back to my standard colors. But yeah, you have control of the colors. All right, next. Tone, where do your Fibonacci lines come from? Have watched other trader YouTubes where they are making a ton. How did you decide where to put in your long-term lines? Okay, so I have a couple of Fibonacci's here. This is, what chart is this? This is the daily chart, right? And I have a Fibonacci from the very top to the very bottom, right? So from 20,000 to 6,000 is my latest set of Fibonacci's. On the weekly chart, my Fibonacci's are also from the very top. And what did I choose for my bottom? I don't even know. Where is it? I chose the 2015 bottom, right? Now you can go further back. You can go all the way down to early 2013, but I felt that the current uptrend was good from the $150 mark back in January of 2015 all the way to um, the all-time high of 20,000 in December, right? So it's a nice 3-year bull market to draw your Fibonacci lines. So I like taking the big trends for my Fibonacci's, not the little, not the little ones. I don't have any. Oh yeah, wait, there is a Fibonacci on the 4-hour. So my 4-hour Fibonacci goes from the very low of 6,000 all the way up to the high the other day of 11,775. So that's where I draw my Fibonacci's from. All right, next. Do I have anything to say about Fed coin? No, Fed coin is just the US dollar. There's no without the physical $100 bills. That's all it is. It's not going to be an ERC20, guys. I can't believe Venezuela is that dumb to do that. Next. Tone, will you come to Perth? Yes. I do want to come to Perth in November along with Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. So I want to no wait. Getting my Australian cities confused. Yes, Brisbane. Um, correct. Brisbane, Perth, Sydney, and Melbourne. Not necessarily in that order. I have to look at a globe again to see what order is most optimal. But yes, I want to visit all 4 of your top cities. What's your affiliate code for TradingView? Thank you. Somebody asked. This leads me right into the ending. Please check out the affiliate section of my website. And come on. I've been having internet problems lately. It's like, I don't know about you guys. I don't know. Yeah, so if you go to the affiliate section of my website, there'll be a picture here for you to click on. I don't know why it doesn't show up on my end. So you can click on the picture or you can click right here. But please use this link to sign up to try for 30 days, and then you can, I actually upgraded from a pro account to the top plan. I just needed more functionality. But sure, just check that out. And finally, last question: has Roger Ver ever scaled your apartment building with suction cups to spy on your TA? No, he hasn't, as far as I know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you'd like to support my work, please check out the affiliate section of my website. You can also attend my seminars. Other than that, I'll continue to bring you some good content. Can't believe this video went 45 minutes. I am finally going to go to bed before midnight. Well, maybe not, but I'll come close. And no crazy interviews tonight. And I'll try to bring you more interviews soon. And we'll take it from there. All right. See you all in the morning. Again, my current advice, even for traders, this is a good time to get a good night's sleep if you are, in the US, and come back in the morning and see what the price is giving you. All right. I will talk to you all. Oh, no, wait. I will talk to you all on the next one. Thank you for the hat.